Morning. Simple video today. I got to do a hydro oil change on the Bad Boy Revolt 48. So figured I'd film it for you. That way you can see the process that I use. Maybe you're stuck on a spot and you don't exactly know what to do. Hopefully this will help. It will be in time-lapse mode. That way this isn't a super long video. But let's get it done. So the filters have been changed, the fluid has been drained. There is a bolt right there. Now let me see if I can get this to where I can point it out for you. Dadgum. Come on now. That bolt. Right there. Come on now, focus. That bolt. You got to pull that out in order to refill the system. So you're going to pull that bolt out and then you're going to start pouring into the reservoir and you're going to watch that bolt hole, and once fluid starts running out of that hole, then you put that bolt back in. That's going to speed up the process because it's going to let the air bleed out of the system as it's draining in there. There's one there, and then there's another one right there. So one of them, the one on the the driver's side, you can get to through this port on the above the foot plate. The other one, I generally, because of the crap that's in the way here with these lines, I generally have to go up underneath to get that one. So you're going to have to jack your machine up pretty high to be able to get up underneath there. But make sure it's supported. I've got the chain hoist holding it right here, and I've got the floor jack underneath it. That way, if anything fails, I'm still covered. So just be careful with it. Alright, I got that bolt out. Now, before you take the cap off of your reservoir, wipe it down with a paper towel. I use an air sprayer, and I blast all of the gunk off of there, because you don't want dirt coming off of the cap and everything and falling down into your reservoir and getting down into your hydros, because that's going to mess a lot of stuff up. So I got both of the reservoirs cleaned off. You saw that I took the back, well, the hood, the the pad off. That way it's just easier to get to. It's 2 bolts up top that are 1/2 inch, and then your little kickstand here, that's a 1/2 inch. I just take it off. That way it's easier to, get to everything during the bleeding system and all of that. I'm just going to start pouring fluid into here and letting it fill down into there until it starts to come out through that hole right there. As soon as it starts dribbling out of that hole, I'm going to put that bolt back in and seal it up, and then continue to put more fluid in here until it gets to the proper level. Yeah, I think it usually takes about a quart or a little over a quart before it starts coming out of that bolt hole. So, keep that in mind. I'll just dump a whole quart in there, and then I may just end up throwing the bolt back in. It just kind of depends on how much time you got. This is not a quick process, so keep that in mind before you start. Then when you're putting your fluid in, there is a sticker that you'll notice, this yellow sticker right here. It says on there, when adding oil for hydrostatic use, use 2050, 20W50 motor oil. Do not add automatic transmission fluid or hydraulic fluid, or it will void your warranty. So I just go out and I just get the cheap stuff. It's full synthetic 2050. That's what I use. So keep that in mind as well. Now, one trick that I use to try to, once you get those plugs back in, your vent is kind of done with that line, so it's going to drain very, very slowly out of your reservoir down into there, because there's no airflow to let things flow, and this is thick fluid. So one thing that I do to make that go a little faster, to pull the air out and get the oil down in there, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I use an oil, gear oil little pump, because there's a little hole in the bottom of that reservoir that straw fits perfectly down into, and I'll just kind of pump the air out. It puts a little bit of a vacuum on it. So I push that down in there, and then I will put this end in here, just that way any oil that pumps out just goes back into the bottle. But you can see with this clear hose right here, you'll start to see the air bubble coming up. And then you pop that deal back out of that hole, and oil is going to go down and take its place. So it's a time-consuming part. See, I can start seeing that air bubbles right there. They're coming right up through that line, getting pumped out. Get a little bit of the air out, and then I pull that out, and oil goes right down the tube. So that makes the process a little faster, and I don't have to run the engine in my garage trying to bleed the air out of the system. So I used a little gear oil pump to pump out all the air that I could through the line. It came up, or the air bubbles came up, pull the pump out, oil goes rushing down in. There's still some air in the system that you got to bleed out. So you're just going to start it up, and then you're going to take your sticks, your controls, and you're going to move them backwards, move them forwards. You're going to do all of this to bleed the system with your tires off the ground. That's one of the key points. So I've still got it sitting up on the jack. It's up in the air. You're just going to let them rotate. And at least on the Bad Boys, I've got a clear hose. And as I move those controls around, I'm going to start to see air bubbles coming up. And it's going to work the air up out of the system and put more oil down in. So I've still got this one, it's filled up to there. This one, it's filled up to there. Keep an eye on that level because you don't want it to run out. So go ahead and just top them off. And then the way I do it is once it's done with the air coming out, all the air's been bled out of the system, this can take a while to do. Once I get all the air out of the system, if that level is still too high, I'll just use that same little pump to pump the oil out of the reservoir back into a jug until it gets down to the line where it says it, you know, the cold fill line right over here. So I've got the door open on the garage, so I've got some airflow. I'm not running it at full throttle, and yeah, I'm not going to run it for a long time. I'm going to start it up, let the wheels go for a little bit, and then I'll turn it off. That way I don't fill the house with carbon monoxide. I was pointing at the air bubbles coming up through those hydraulic lines. You get the idea. I'll go back to the fast mode. Now this process can take a while, so keep that in mind when you get this project started. It's not something you're going to come into the garage and knock it out in 20 minutes. Every time I do it, it takes a long time to get that air out of the system, to get stuff to drain, to get stuff jacked up. So, yeah, that's the video for today. Hopefully it helps. I'm going to get back to work. Y'all be good.